God and Sri Gurudev. We'll chant Om 3 times together. Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurave Namaha. I bow to God. I bow to all the divine incarnations. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to my beloved Gurudev. I bow to all of you and the entire creation. Om. Amen. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all of you. It is by the grace of God and Sri Gurudev we all have assembled here to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Sri Gurudev's coming to West, and also the foundation day ceremony of this ashram, which was inaugurated by Sri Gurudev 28 years ago. 26 years ago. 26 years ago. Coincidentally, today in India, in all the academic institutions, they celebrate Teachers' Day. So today is Teachers' Day in India, 5th September. India, since time immemorial, follows the path of the Guru and the disciple, teacher and the student. India, during 1,000 years of foreign rule, the Vedic tradition got a lot of disturbance. Spiritual organizations, they celebrated the traditional Teachers' Day, which is in the full moon of July. This today, 5th September, it came for a person. His name is Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Born in South India, a gifted little boy, studied in missionary school, then in college and university. He was a very bright boy. He wanted to study mathematics, but he ended up in philosophy. You will ask, Why? There is a little joke. The joke is one wanted to study geology. He ended up in theology. So what happened to this young student? He was from very poor family and having lots of financial difficulty. His cousin who studied philosophy gave his books to him. So not to buy new books, let me study philosophy. He studied philosophy. And two professors of him, during those days in India, most of the professors were from Europe. You'll ask why? This modern European pattern of education was started by the British. The traditional education which India had, it was very tactfully destroyed. I'll tell you one incident. I read somewhere the address of a lord. In British parliamentary system, there is House of Lords. His name is Lord Macaulay. He was given the charge to introduce Western education in India. He traveled far and wide in India. He found one big thing during those days. You think more than 200 years ago, economic condition was going down, down, down. But the moral standard of people was not down. He did not find two things. There was no theft and there was no beggar. It is about 200 years ago, also exact number I don't know. How could in this country, these two things? He saw the moral standard of people is quite high, the ordinary people. What is the cause? He studied. He found their pattern of education. What was their pattern of education? A teacher is sitting under the shade of a tree, few children flocking around him. There is no classroom. There is nothing to write, and this. They write on the ground, with the finger, with the soil. And whatever he teaches, they memorize and they practice. That's all. Then he found that this education system should be destroyed. He told in the British Parliament, which I read, if we want to rule this country for long time to come, we have to destroy their educational system. We have to introduce our educational system. So I don't want to go further. Today I had to go to Baden. I was searching for, I have to carry some book just to use for time pass. I thought I'll take a story book. When I was trying to pick up the storybook story of Tolstoy in Odia, a book fell down from that little bunch. Western Sanskrit scholars. It is in Odia, it is a small book. I picked up. So I was reading, because there are many Western Sanskrit scholars during those days. So I picked up whom I knew. Knew means by name, and coincidentally I met his grandson. His name is Friedrich Max Muller. He was a German person. And he was from the eastern part of Germany. His father died young. He struggled really hard in his study and education at the age of 20 or 21, he already got doctorate in philosophy. He studied Sanskrit, he studied languages, European languages, Latin, and so on. Then he switched over to Sanskrit. Oh God, how much he studied. This person, when he went on working for Sanskrit and Sanskrit classical literature, he started teaching in UK, in England, in Oxford, in other universities. So in one of the lectures, he is telling what India can teach us. The question is, what India has to teach? I remember one movie. I watched it as a young college student. The movie is one Indian young man has come to study in London. So he's new, and coming from India, you imagine 60 years ago or 50 years ago, and he went to a congregation of Indian people. It is the movie, it is not real. In the movie, when this young man coming from India, he loves India, and he found most of the people there all European. European means Indian, but in everything, in food, in style, in talking, and so he was very shocked. Then he was getting introduced, and he said, "I'm from India. I love my country." Somebody told him, "India? What India has given to the world?" One Indian person is talking in that congregation. What India has given to this world? Poverty, all uncleanliness. And this young man is really shocked to hear this. Then a thought came to him. He said, "Yes, India has not given anything to the world. So it's nothing. Giving nothing means giving zero. So he said, India has given zero to the world." So there is a song, Indian movie begins with the song. So he started singing, "India has given nothing to the world, but India has given." Do you know who taught the world use of zero? Albert Einstein told, if India would not have taught us zero, we would not have developed so much in physics and mathematics. However, Max Muller is telling in 1850s, what India can teach to the world. So I'll tell, you might have heard the name of Mark Twain. Mark Twain was an American writer, a famous personality. He got bankrupt. He had so much of loan and of problem, so he left America. And traveling from Europe, went to India. In India, he gave talks. And he got so much of money, he paid back his loan. In Mumbai, it is written in his autobiography. He's writing, people could not understand me so much in Europe, but people in India understood me. Then he's telling, he traveled in India. He's telling, India is the exact words I can't quote. He's telling, India is the storehouse of stories which world has to learn. And from the story, the values. So this young man who studied philosophy by chance, he did his two professors, those were European, and they were also the priests. They were priests and also professors. So they were always critical of Hinduism. He felt very bad. I am a Hindu student. I am a student of philosophy. So then he, for his dissertation, wrote on Hinduism, on Vedanta. And these two professors, they read this dissertation. Do you know, those who are critical of Hinduism and Hindu culture, they wrote so high of him, such a brilliant writing. That young man started teaching philosophy in India. Then he came to Oxford and started teaching. And he became completely famous worldwide for Vedanta philosophy and writing hundreds of books on philosophy, contemporary philosophy, and so on. So he was not a politician, but he was an academician. And you can tell during those days he was a respected philosopher. Even few times his name was nominated for Nobel Prize for literature, not for, because Nobel Prize is not there for philosophy, because he created so much of literary work. You'll be surprised to hear that he was the first vice president of India and the second president of India in 1962, because he was a teacher. And some of his students came and told, we want to celebrate your birthday. He said, I don't really want my birthday. To be very honest, what is there in my birthday? If you want to do something, do it honoring the teachers. A society or the human civilization can survive, can prosper because of the teachers. If the teachers will be great, the teachers will be inspiring, motivating, the country, culture, civilization, humanity, it will grow. So that is how this Teachers' Day started about 6 decades ago in India. When we were schoolboys, little schoolboys in nursery, primary schools. So Teachers' Day means it is a great day for us because we didn't know about Guru Purnima, July. We didn't know. We used to make flower garlands, flowers, and sandalwood paste. So I'm talking of my primary school. In my primary school, we had 4 classes. You can tell preschool, class 1, 2, 3. So for 4 classes, do you know how many teachers? 1 teacher. In 4 classes, we are nearly more than 100 children. 1 teacher. How could 1 teacher control, because the age 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 children, this age, they will be always, full of life and energy. How could but he controlled. It was so nice to see 1 teacher teaching in 4 classes and sitting at one place sometimes. So very nice to remember how one was able to teach. Nowadays, when I go to Balashram, we have 40 kids. There is a teacher in the lower class. There is one teaching assistant sitting there to keep the children, sit here, learn what is being. So 2 for 40 and 1 teacher for over 100. And it was there. During those days, it was really interesting. And on Teachers' Day, 1 teacher, we are 100 children. We are his children. So what happened? He will sit down and we will put sandalwood mark on his forehead. We can go. He will bend his head and we'll put flower garland on him. We'll do arati, little kids, and flower at his feet, and he will bless us. It was so nice. We grew up like that. And teacher also. I'll tell one story of my teacher. I was in class 5. Class 5, you can imagine, I was 10 years, 11 years old. In the month of April, I was in class 5. We had scholarship examination. Scholarship examination is conducted in class 3, class 5, class 7, then high school final, then it goes on. So if you are a good student, meritorious student, so there is competition among different school, good students, among them the examination. Government gives you money. So I got scholarships from 3, then 5 examination, and that will be done in high school. Children from class 5 from different schools will come, maybe few hundred, among them again in the state. So however, I had my thread ceremony during that period. On the 7th day, scholarship examination. There is also ceremony. I had clean 7 head, little ponytail. My 2 ears were pierced with golden, earrings. And although I was to put on the traditional Brahmin dress, dhoti, but that day I was permitted to have my school uniform. And that was this last day of ritual, no food. So my mother made a glass of lassi-like drink, yogurt drink. I had that. So morning examination from 7 till 11, then I can come back, the rituals will continue. Because it's summertime, Indian summer. My primary school teacher, who was in charge of, we were 2 students from our primary school for this examination. He came to represent us if there is any need. He called me to a special room, asked me, "My boy, what you have eaten?" I said, "I have taken this drink." "You have to eat." I said, "No, I have to fast." He said, "Taking fruit is fasting. Just like taking yogurt drink is fasting, taking fruit is fasting." I said, "No." He said, "I am your guru. You have to follow me." Can you imagine what he did? He has bought already banana, mango, and he cut the mango, banana gave to me, and I ate it. I went to school. Now the question mark. Question mark is, it is not his duty. Official duty, he is to be there as a custodian, guardian of 2 primary school kids coming for scholarship examination. But why did he do this? This is the love that we felt during our even primary school. The teachers had for us. I get one example. There are countless examples in my personal life. When I saw this type of love recently, it was on 14th of August. I started walking from Balasram early in the morning. That day, nearly 16 or 18 kilometers I walked, my morning walk. So while walking, because you walk and pass through villages, so I went through the village where my middle school teacher is still alive. He is closer to 90. It was not my purpose to go to his home. I saw that there is a row of temples. He is bowing at each temple. So I stood behind him to bow to him. So another person whom I was indicating not to disturb him because he is bowing to God. But he could not control. He said, sir, look who is behind you." He turned back and looked at me, and you can't imagine his love for me and my regards for him. He's 90 plus. And I was his student at the age of 11, 12. This is the Indian traditional teacher-student, even school teachers. I'm not talking of spiritual teacher. So today, coincidental, is the Teachers' Day, and here we are sitting, and we listen to, yesterday I was sitting in the back and listening to the disciples talking about Gurudev. Today also I was listening to their own feelings and experience. And here we are sitting, as I told you yesterday, here is Peter Baba, who has seen Gurudev, not as his guru. First he came, you might have heard that he came to Kodara Ashram just to have a place to stay. That's all. Then he got initiated. He didn't come to Gurudev and to find a guru. But he found his Guru there, what did he find in him? How could he continue all these 50 years? And with, in Gurudev's words, implicit faith. Gurudev said, what a disciple should have: implicit faith, love, and loyalty towards the Guru preceptor. 3 words he said: implicit faith, love, and loyalty. He is from West, and he's an example that for 50 years he has continued his Guru's path. As I told out of humor, that I also came to know about Gurudev 50 years ago from the newspaper. And I was a little school boy. I was in class 8 when I read this. So the purpose of telling this, that we are on the spiritual path. Acharya Shankara said, we are blessed. We all. If he would have been there, he said, we all are blessed. Blessed not only for one thing, we are thrice blessed, 3 times. We are human beings. Human beings, not that just, there are human beings, they all are human. But more eating, drinking, happy, that's fine, nothing wrong. But we think a little bit more than that. Not only for the body, not only for the mind, little beyond. What is the beyond? We are human beings. We want to know what life is, what goal is. Why should I be in this cycle of misery, suffering, unhappiness, worries, emotion, frustration, anger, jealousy? Do you know, by God's grace, when I was a little boy, I started observing silence. I told you I started observing silence from the year 1969. I started it, Sunday. So observing silence, it helps us 2 things. I'm talking of me. To observe your own thought, because when you are not talking, the mind wants to speak. I should speak, but you restrain. So you know which thoughts are coming to, and then you see how others are talking. 2 things: how my mind is talking, how others are talking. From 1969 onwards, 1969 means how many years? 55 years. I have been practicing little silence, little longer silence. And I see how silence is beautiful, and how mind talks, and how others are talking. And others, what I was going to tell, to be a silent witness. Today I was sitting in the car. In the car, the driver is there. And Mama Nisangananji is there. Animirima is there. So 3 people are there, and I'm in the car, and I was the witness. So driver is driving, and Mama Nisangananji is backseat driver. You know backseat driver? And then the dialogue between Nisangananji and Mama Anemari. So I was just silent witness. I was just smiling that how to be the witness. The soul is the witness in us. Soul is not doing, because of the soul, the eyes are seeing, because of the soul, the ears are hearing, because of the soul, the mouth is speaking, because of the soul, the breath is going in and coming out, and because of the soul, all the drama of life. But soul itself is not doing anything. But remember, because of the soul. If we become the witnessing awareness of our own mind, own emotion, own ups and downs, the mood swing, own frustration, we can gradually, and I will tell easily, we can eliminate it, and we can rise above. Okay, this is not good. Why did I tell like this? Or why should I speak like this? Why should I be like this? Why can't I be loving? Acharya Shankara said, we all are human beings, we are blessed. We have the desire to know and to be free. We have that desire within us. This is the second. Third is we have found a path, found a guide. We are 3 times blessed. Now I am coming back to beloved Gurudev. As somebody told yesterday or wrote that, can you speak on the divine qualities of Gurudev? Then I told, why divine qualities? Let us think of his human qualities. We all are human beings. 4 things are common to human beings and animals. The rishis in ancient India, they said, ahara means food. You become hungry, dog becomes hungry, cat becomes hungry, I become hungry, and Jesus was also hungry. Jesus was also hungry. He sometimes said, I'm hungry. So ahara, hunger, appetite, food is common. Nidra, sleep. You sleep, the dog sleeps, the cat sleeps, the trees also sleep. And Jesus also slept. Lord Krishna slept, and nidra, fear, so sleep. Ahara nidra. Bhaya is fear. Fear is common to all the living beings. Exception is there, I'll come. We have fear. If the mosquito is biting, people have fear. We go to India. Do you know, when I went to India after staying for a few months. First time, how many months I stayed? I came in October, November, December, January, February, March. In April, I went. So after 6 months, little more than 6 months, I went to India. Water in India could not go to my body, suit my body. 6 months staying in West, I grew up there. Grew up with same water. But staying 6 months, do you know what happened to me? My body immunity decreased. Otherwise, how could I handle those water during those days? After 6 months, I was guiding meditation. During meditation, I used to tell, close your both the ears. I go to the toilet and come back. Open your ears. Paravastha, go silently to the. That is what I was doing. That was my condition. Within 6 months. So I got. Then they wanted to do this water, that water, and so on. And however, fear. Fear is common to all the living beings. Appetite, food, sleep, rest, fear. The dog has fear. The animals have fear. Humans have fear. And the fear increases during pandemic. Oh God, so much of fear. People tell, sanitizer. I keep sanitizer just to show. So much. Maithuna. Maithuna is physical pleasure, procreation. It's common. So the 4 things are common to humans and animals. There is one thing special to us. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunam cha samanyam etat pasubhi naranam dharmo histesam adhiko vishesha. Dharma is the duty, responsibility, value, and Gurudev said dharma means knowing the soul, knowing the breath. Dharma, that which holds. Gurudev, we have hunger, he has hunger. Gurudev told me, Bappa, I am getting hunger, appetite at midnight. He told me to keep some food in a small container on his table. So 2 slices of biscuit, 1 sweet, Indian sweet, and we kept it. And being curious, I wanted to see in the morning what has happened to it. Half of the biscuit, maybe a tiny bit of sweet, it is missing. That means he has taken it. Do not. He had to depend upon others, so he had to tell, I'm hungry. One thing I found, we all have hunger, we all have appetite, and we all have, and he has. One specialty I saw in Gurudev, he took food, but he never took food in an excess quantity. He took food in a very measured way. Not overeating, not undereating. As I told you yesterday, he didn't like fasting. But he took food. And Gurudev told, how should you take food? He said, take food as medicine. Just like medicine is taken at right interval. And those who have served Gurudev, they know, very punctual in food time. Very punctual. Breakfast as this time, I'm happy to know, when I'm here, I'm happy to tell. When I was in India, I was growing up with him, I was thinking, how does he manage in West? Then I was thinking, if I would have been there with him, I could have taken care of him. That was my youngest thought. When I came in 94 onwards, I saw, I'm proud to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Those who have really taken care of him during his last days, physically taking care of him, his food, his other care, the way they have taken care of, it is, to me, I'll never forget their love and service to Gurudev. So, Gurudev will go for public lecture. Yesterday, we were hearing when Gurudev was sitting and in the public lecture, in the sofa, he's just snoring. And I was talking. Then when I was talking, do you know what happened at that time? It was in USA. People were smiling because his snoring sound was quite audible. And I said, this is the beauty of Kriya Yoga. You can relax at any time, at any place. And then when I was going to conclude my talk, he stood up and he started exactly from there as if he was listening to everything. And then he continued. So we'll go public lecture, only few. In West, I have not traveled with him so much. And in India, there was no programs like here in West, very systematic. In India, it was very casual programs with Gurudev. Nowadays, it's systematic. So those who went with him, they might remember they used to carry 1 banana or few cashew nuts in the car, because his food time is supposed, and he will take not too much. It's little piece of banana and chew. You know, I observed in him, at least in food, I will tell, he told you chew 100 times. I thought it was my young age reaction. He has nothing to do. If you chew every bite so many times, you chew as if it is completely liquid. We are in a hurry. We have to go and we have to work. We have to do this. If you go on chewing, where is time? But he chewed. Taking a small piece of banana in the car, he will give the banana to others, the rest. And he'll be chewing. And he was like human being. He has hunger. He wanted food. And he will take that food which is good, and he chewed, and he never overate, he never fasted. Now you'll ask me a little bit contradiction. You said, then why do you fast? Somebody will ask. So do you know, yes, I love him. I love his teachings. I follow him. But there is a little contradiction. Do you know, if I fast, I feel so good. You can't imagine. Some people become unhappy with me. You are fasting too much. There's really nothing. We get too much attached with food sometimes. And do you know what happened with me? Maybe people try to put there, you have to eat more, you have to eat more. Even Gurudev did this with me. You have to eat more. Gurudev slept. I have slept with him in his room. And do you know how does he sleep? How did he sleep? It was my common experience with him many times. Others might have, Peter might have slept with him in the same room. And let me tell you how Gurudev, it was in 1998 or 97. I was going to Sedona. Sedona is a small town in Arizona, USA. I told I'm going. Other Swamis told, why you are going? It is a small place. How many people will show up? Why are you going? I said, no, I have promised to go, I'll go. So I went. But the program was really a grand success. It's a small town, but very scenic, beautiful place. So more than 100 people were in the lecture. 70, 80 people showed up for initiation. After the lecture, one old man came to me, asked me, is Baba alive? I looked at him and I said, what? You know Baba? Yes, yes, I know Baba. So we have shared the bunk bed with Baba in New York City. I was looking at him with big eyes. He realized, Master, sharing the bunk bed in New York City? And anyhow, then he said, tomorrow I'll come. What shall I bring? It was after the lecture, he was just talking to me one-to-one. Should I bring 5 flowers, 5 fruits? And I said, no, it is only for the new students, those who want to be initiated. He said, I am not initiated. He shared Gurudev's room, or Gurudev shared with him the room in 1970s. And in 1998 or 97, exact year, I'm not able to say, 20 years after, 20 years, he's coming, an old man, for initiation. And Gurudev's. So when I was young, I shared the room with him, and you know what happened? I was curious what he's doing. So Gurudev had one silk cloth, a piece of silk cloth. It was quite long. He used to do like this, and he used to tie. While lying down, and he will lie down like this. So when he lied down, sometimes we gave little massage. Then he will start breathing. So then we thought he's sleeping. Then after 1 hour, he will take the... and he has a flashlight, and he will look at the watch, lying down on the bed, looking at the watch, and looking at, suppose I'm there, then he covering up the eyes. And in no time, in few moments, again the same deep sleep, same sound of sleeping. And this continued every hour like this. And then he will go to, sometimes we few stayed in the same room. So he will go in such a way, you cannot hear his footstep. Even if he used the flashlight, the light will be very dim, nobody will be disturbed. And he will, everything so quiet, and she was so, careful not to disturb, not to. And this is Gurudev. Gurudev had tooth problem. So he wanted to go to the dentist. So what Gurudev did, so I was his attendant. We went to the dentist in Bhubaneswar. He's a very good dentist. He's no more. But coincidentally, Gurudev's disciple. One day we are 5 minutes late. It was because of traffic. Do you know what he said, Gurudev? He said to Gurudev, Baba, I thought you are Guru of the Westerners. Now I see that you are Indian Guru. Because you are late. Gurudev smiled. Gurudev didn't. And usually Gurudev doesn't reply directly. He hits at sometimes keeps quiet. So Gurudev smiled. Then while coming back, Gurudev told, do you know, you saw what he told me? He's my disciple. Disciple is telling the Guru that you are not punctual. Today, only one place I became really, very rarely I have become late anywhere. He was always punctual, even before time. He will tell it is better to sit in the train station half an hour early than to run to catch the train. It is not wise. Start early. One day Gurudev was to start early. I'll tell about the dentist later. So for the public lecture, it was in Miami. So everybody is ready. Gurudev is ready. One Swami was a little late. What is happening? Why you are late? Baba, he's to come. What he's doing? Then the other Swami came. Then Gurudev said, in the battlefield, you have to go to the battlefield. If you get motion for the toilet, then you lose the battle. You understand me? You have to fight in the battlefield. You have to run and fight. And at that time, you will tell that I have to go to toilet. I am waiting for you. I am your guru. The guru will wait for the disciple. He was, however, come to the dentist. So dentist saw Gurudev's tooth. He said, Baba, I think this tooth should be taken out. But still then let us try. There was a cavity. I am feeling it. And if there will be no pain, that means it's okay. If there will be really terrible pain, then I give this tablet, you take it for the pain, then you come and I will take it out. So we came back. I was quite young at that time. So I was staying in the next room to Gurudev. It was in Bhubaneswar ashram. So Gurudev took food after afternoon little nap. So I am in the next room. I am taking rest, but I am alert. Gurudev called me. Papa, terrible pain. Then I thought, oh God, realized master, terrible pain. Can one not rise above body consciousness? And here it's toothache. What is this toothache? This is my thought. And I'm serving him. So he is telling Papa, Gurudev is telling Papa, if I want to go beyond pain, in a moment's time, there is no pain. But if I stay in the body, there is pain. I have to go to the doctor. So that's why. So I understood that why he told this to me. Then we went to doctor and doctor. One day Gurudev told me, it was before that. One day Gurudev told me, all are my teeth. Original teeth. All these are original teeth. Till that time, I never saw Gurudev. Later, after taking rest, or finally going for rest. Few days after, when he was, that day I stayed longer, I saw that he has taken his tooth out. He had few original teeth, not everything. Few tooth, he had quite a lot of teeth and not few. I'm telling in 80s. I thought, oh God, how could Gurudev tell lie? He told me few days ago, these are all my original teeth. And now it is nothing original, but quite a few, it is denture. You can imagine the thought in me, little turmoil. How could you tell this? The next day he's telling, Bapa, all these teeth are original. He was telling me, the same teeth the doctor has used, no artificial teeth. You understood me? His own teeth used in the denture, not, not the artificial teeth, these are all original teeth. So this is what Gurudev is. Very difficult to understand. And it was nice to stay with him and to look at him, to listen to his word, to understand his word, to see his clarification. To conclude today's discussion, so one day I was fixing his bed, mosquito net. You know, India, we use mosquito net. Let me tell another story. In 1994, when I came to Vienna, the first, after lunch, so let Brigitte a singer, Mangalaranji, she brought a bottle of water and a glass. I love to drink water. I drink a lot of water. When I drank that water, I felt miserable. I said, what? I have to drink this water every day? It was all, bubbling, sparkling water. What do you say? Because if you want, you can drink so much that water. I can drink at least 1 liter, 2 liters at a time I can drink. And you can drink that water. I looked at her, I said, am I to drink this water every day? Oh, you don't like this water? He said, okay. She took that and went and opened the tap, and from the tap, he put the water in the glass jug, put it. I thought, oh God, maybe she's unhappy. From the tap she's giving. Do people drink here water from the tap? Because in India, we don't drink. We use water filter. It's not directly from the tap. That was my first. Then I lied down on the bed. I was looking at the sky, not sky, the roof. Then I said, oh God, there is no fan. How do people stay here? There is no fan. Then I looked at my bed. The bed was just as we have. I said, there is no stand for the mosquito net. Oh God, how do people live here without fan and mosquito net? When I went to Holland, same October, so I was in the bathroom in Holland Ashram, one mosquito. I found one mosquito. Because that time I thought that there will be no mosquito. It was October, one mosquito in the bathroom. I was telling, hey, come. And that mosquito was not coming. Come, I'm ready. Was flying away. When I was come to Gurudev's bedroom, I was going to fix his mosquito net and everything. One disciple came, put a small piece of paper below Gurudev's pillow. Gurudev was in bathroom. So I became a little curious. So Gurudev came, I bowed to him, then I left. Then next morning, so Gurudev gets up at a particular time. He used alarm clock every day. He used it, but never. He kept the alarm clock, but he got up before that. But the alarm clock will be beeping later on, and a flashlight on clock should be near his head. One day, Gurudev lost his alarm clock. He was somewhere, he lost it. So coincidentally, I brought a little gift of an alarm clock. In India, there was Joico. There was a company. It was a small alarm clock. Gurudev was so happy and asked, how did you know that I lost? And he once wrote me, Joy, 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 because their company's name is Joyco. Every morning I see Joy, 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 Joy. So Gurudev went to the bathroom. I came to remove the mosquito net and to fix the bed and everything. And because his bed was his, sitting place. Near the bed, towards the head, there was a table. He turned his body towards the table and works, table lamp and from the bed. So I was curious to look at that piece of paper, what happened. In that piece of paper, there was a question in Bengali, Baba, tumi ke? It's in Bengali. What does it mean? Baba, who are you? So Baba has answered. Don't take it too seriously. But it is what Baba has answered. I am God. I kept that paper as it is. And after some time, that disciple came and took that paper away. And nobody knows, omniscient Gurudev, if he knows. But I read it. Who are you? And he said this. When he said this, I was confused. How can one tell that I am God? This was my confusion. He wrote, I am God. Can a human being tell I am God? Gurudev, that day he told, from mango tree comes mango, not apple. From God comes all divine, all God, not anything else. We behave or we appear like others because we forget our link with the divine. At that time, all the negativity comes up. But we are. So that is what Sri Gurudev is. When you asked to hear about the quality of Gurudev, Gurudev, to me, the most amazing, extraordinary human being with all human qualities, but at the same time, a unique spiritual being with many divine qualities. Let us close our eyes for a moment. With deep love, let us think of God and Sri Gurudev. Let us pray to God and Gurudev. O God, O Gurudev, bless me to be a good human being, to be free from anger, ego, jealousy, to be filled with love, devotion, and calmness. Bless me to be conscious of you in every breath. I will not forget you. I know you never forget me. O God, O Gurudev, forgive me of all my silliness, stupidity, and triviality. Bless me to be your worthy child. I bow to you again and again. I bow to God. I bow to all the divine incarnations. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to my beloved Gurudev. I bow to all of you and the entire creation. Let there be peace, progress, and prosperity everywhere. Om. Amen. Thank you all. So I'll come back. You understand what does it